I said it was pathetic. The play calling in a critical situation like that is pathetic. And it's because your head coach has his head buried in a play sheet. And he's not coaching the game. You know what? Done. I am done. I'm done with the whole process. When you guys draft the Lord Savior Jesus Christ next April, and he walks across the lake and he goes 15-2, I'll say I was wrong. I'll say I was wrong. The quarterback coach, the head coach, the offensive coordinator. Did Flacco look like crap in this offense, Chris?
Yes.
Did Dylan Gabriel look like crap in this offense,
Yes.
Chris? I think Shedeur looks better than I expected him to in this crappy offense. The offense is garbage. The coaching is garbage right now. I don't know what happened to Coach Stefanski. I don't.
The Cleveland Browns are a dumpster fire. There's no sugarcoating it anymore. 3 wins, 12 losses, and a fan base that's been dragged through the mud for yet another season. But here's where it gets interesting and infuriating. Let's set the stage. The Browns just battled the Buffalo Bills, a Bills squad loaded with playoff-tested veterans who've been to the postseason 7 or 8 straight years. And Cleveland, they rolled out a roster featuring rookies everywhere, including at quarterback, and an offensive line missing every single starter. Not one, 0 original starters on that line. But did anyone acknowledge this reality? Did the media, the fans, or even the organization show an ounce of perspective?
Chris, you're playing the Bills. No one brought that up. No one on your post-game show said, wow, we're playing probably the best team in the AFC with a bunch of fucking rookies. Oh, come on. What the fuck's wrong with you people?
Let's talk about what actually happened in that game. Shedeur Sanders had his lowest time to throw all season, 2.7 seconds. That's not because he suddenly became Patrick Mahomes in the pocket. It's because the coaching staff spent the entire week drilling into his head, get the ball out faster. Don't hold it, don't pat it. So what did Shedeur do? Exactly what they told him. He became a check-down machine, getting rid of the ball as quickly as possible. And guess what? He looked worse than ever. But here's the million-dollar question. Is that Shedeur's fault, or is it the coaching? Because if we're being honest, this is a pattern. Joe Flacco looked lost in this offense. Dylan Gabriel looked completely neutered. Both veteran and young quarterbacks have come into Kevin Stefanski's system and appeared like they forgot how to play football. This isn't a coincidence. This is systematic failure. Rizzo didn't hold back on this point. He called out offensive coordinator Kevin Stefanski, who also happens to be the head coach, for running one of the worst offensive schemes in the NFL. And the numbers back it up. Stefanski's historic collapse as a head coach is legitimately shocking. In his first 4 years, he won at a .552 clip. That's respectable. That's playoff caliber football. But in the last 2 seasons, he's winning at a .188 rate. .188. Let that sink in. No coach in NFL history has experienced a fall this steep. None. This isn't just a slump or bad luck with injuries. This is organizational rot from the top down.
He won at a .552 clip for the first 4 years of his career. And in the last 2, he's at .188. No one's even close. Like he just fell off a cliff. Something happened. I don't know what.
So why is everyone blaming Shedeur Sanders? Why is a rookie quarterback thrown into the fire at the end of a lost season being judged like he's supposed to be Tom Brady in his prime? The kid is playing with practice squad players. His top receivers yesterday were 22-year-old Raheem Sanders, Malachi Corley, Harold Fannin Jr., and Travion Williams. These are hungry kids fighting for roster spots, not established NFL weapons. And yet, the expectation is perfection. 0 mistakes, instant success, immediate results. It's insanity. Rizzo highlighted something crucial that the talking heads keep ignoring. Shedeur has played 5 games. 5. In those 5 games, he's had no offensive line, minimal weapons, terrible coaching, and he's facing elite playoff-caliber defenses. But sure, let's write him off completely because he didn't go 15-2 in December. The lack of perspective in Cleveland is staggering. This is the same fan base and media ecosystem that's cycled through 50 quarterbacks since 1999. 50! And somehow, every single time, the diagnosis is the same. Not the guy. Next. Nobody ever stops to ask if maybe, just maybe, the problem isn't the quarterback. Maybe it's the system. Maybe it's the coaching. Maybe it's the complete inability to develop talent.
5 games. He's not the answer. How in the hell would you know? You don't know anything. It's a combination of factors. Him getting thrown in at the end of the year, him not getting any reps, him getting bad coaching, and playing on a team with a bunch of rookies.
Let's zoom out for a second and look at what Stefanski's offensive coaching has done to quarterbacks across the board. Baker Mayfield came in with swagger and confidence and left Cleveland looking broken. Joe Flacco, a Super Bowl MVP, looked completely washed in this system before going to Indianapolis and lighting it up. Dylan Gabriel showed flashes, but was coached into being so terrified of interceptions that he couldn't push the ball downfield. And now Shedeur Sanders is getting the same treatment. Stefanski's philosophy seems to be don't lose the game, not win the game, not let your playmakers make plays, just don't screw up. Play safe, take no risks, get the ball out fast, don't turn it over. That's not how you develop a franchise quarterback. That's how you ruin one. Rizzo made an excellent comparison to Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. When Allen came out of college, he was raw, wildly inaccurate. Big arm, big athlete, but inconsistent as hell. And what did Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll do? They didn't try to force Allen into some rigid system. They built the offense around what Allen did well. They let him run. They let him scramble. They let him take chances and grow into his role. Cleveland, they do the opposite. They take whatever quarterback walks through the door and try to jam him into their prehistoric offensive scheme. And when it doesn't work, they blame the quarterback and move on to the next victim. It's a cycle of dysfunction that's been going on for decades. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the leaks. Ian Rappaport went on NFL Network and dropped some interesting nuggets about the Browns' future. According to Rapp, no decision has been made on Kevin Stefanski's future, which is absolutely insane if true. How do you not know at this point what you're doing with your head coach? The season's essentially over. You're 3-15. You should have a plan. But wait, it gets better. Rapp also mentioned that Andrew Berry, the general manager, will be heavily involved in deciding Stefanski's fate and the direction of the franchise moving forward. Think about that. The same GM who's whiffed on receiver after receiver, who's failed to build a functional offensive line, who's cycled through quarterbacks like they're disposable. He's going to decide the future?
I don't think he's earned that from his track record, number one. Number two, he can't get quarterback or receiver right. The whole league is predicated on quarterback and receiver. And number three, the Browns' offense is a total mess.
The reality is harsh but simple. The Browns are asking Shedeur Sanders, or whoever they draft next, to do something that's never happened correctly in modern Cleveland history. Get the coach right, get the GM right, and get the quarterback right all in one offseason. It's never been done. Not once. Not in the expansion era, not in the decades of mediocrity and failure. And yet, the media and fans act like it's inevitable, like all they need to do is draft Shedeur Sanders or Jalen Milroe or whoever the flavor of the month is, and suddenly everything will click. The offensive line will magically be fixed, the receivers will materialize, the coaching will become competent. Spoiler alert, it won't. Here's what Rizzo understands that so many others don't. Development takes time. Patience is required. Building around a young quarterback with the right infrastructure matters more than raw talent. You can draft the most talented quarterback in the world, but if you throw him behind a garbage offensive line, give him no weapons, coach him to play scared, and provide zero stability, he's going to fail every single time. The Browns have created a quarterback graveyard, not because they've drafted poorly, but because they've never given anyone a legitimate chance to succeed. The second things go wrong, they panic, blow it up, and start over. Rinse and repeat for 25 years. What makes Rizzo's rant so powerful is that he's not being a blind apologist. He's not saying Shedeur Sanders is perfect or that he's definitively the franchise savior. What he's saying is, give the kid a chance. Acknowledge the context. Recognize that he's playing with backups behind backups, receiving coaching from a staff that's proven they can't develop quarterbacks, and facing elite competition. The effort was there against Buffalo. The Browns fought hard. They showed heart. That's a credit to the players, and yes, even to Stefanski's ability to keep guys motivated despite a lost season. But motivation only gets you so far. At some point, you need competent offensive schemes. You need to put players in positions to succeed rather than coaching them into paralysis. And that's where Stefanski has failed catastrophically.
Whoever is here next year is going to benefit because hopefully the Browns are going to get some competent offensive coaching in here. What we're watching right now is not. And everybody knows it around the league. Everybody knows it on the Browns team, too.
So, what happens next? Do the Browns clean house? Do they fire Stefanski and Barry and start from scratch? Do they give Shedeur Sanders another year with new coaching? Or do they draft another quarterback and pray that somehow, magically, things will be different this time? History suggests they'll take the easy route. They'll blame the quarterback, draft someone new, keep the same broken infrastructure in place, and wonder why nothing changes. Tony Rizzo sees it. Browns fans see it. Hell, even casual NFL observers see it. The problem in Cleveland isn't talent. It's not draft position. It's not bad luck. It's organizational incompetence from the top down. And until that changes, it doesn't matter who's taking snaps. The result will always be the same. Shedeur Sanders was set up to fail. Just like Dylan Gabriel, just like Joe Flacco in this system, just like every quarterback who's come through Cleveland in the past quarter century. The question is, will anything actually change? Or are we just gearing up for another lap around the same exhausted, soul-crushing carousel? The clock is ticking, the offseason is coming, and the Browns have a choice to make. Let's hope they make the right one. But if history is any guide, don't hold your breath.